Alright, welcome back to my video. Welcome back to this channel. I would like us to discuss on a very important topic again today. And we are going to be discussing on the person of Apostle Arome Osayi. And we're going to be discussing on the person of Reverend Kesiena Esiri again. Why I'm mentioning these two persons is because what we are about to discuss concerns them so well. All right, looking at the topic or the title of this video, you will understand that what I'm about to discuss with you today concerns them too well. Of course, you know that the topic or the title of this video is Why Must You Judge? All right, why must you judge? All right, so for us to get clarity on this thing, I would like us to understand what judgment is all about. You know, over the months, over the years, people have been saying, why would they always judge? Why would you always judge? Why would you always judge? Even in these recent events that happened, that everybody is talking about. They are saying, Reverend Kesiena, all judging and judging and judging. So I want us to understand the concept of judgment. What is judgment actually? And then we'll now understand how they are judging the people. You understand? Before we'll now conclude on our discussion. So now, what is judgment? All right, what is judgment? Judgment is a verdict. All right, a verdict over a person, all right, for condemnation or for freedom. All right, judgment is a verdict passed over a person, for condemnation or for freedom. Now, it means that you are saying something. You are passing a judgment over somebody to condemn the person. All right, to say, okay, this is how it is. It's either the person is condemned or the person is set free. So now, having understood this as judgment, now how do we now say that Apostle may judge people, and how do we say that Reverend Kesiena judge people? Over the time, I've seen videos where Apostle Arome Osayi will always say, "You are fake, you are fake." Just like this recent one that Reverend Kesiena said, "You are fake." That kind of a thing. I would like us to address this very issue, and I would like us to read a couple of scriptures to help us address this matter. First is Matthew chapter number 7 and verse 7, which every person knows, if not but a few. The Bible said, "Judge not, that you might not be judged." Now, okay, now let us read it clearly from the scriptures so that you will understand what I'm talking about. So, Matthew chapter number 7 and verse number 7, the Bible said, this is King James, all right? The Bible said, "Judge not, that ye be not judged," all right? And then verse 2 says, "For with what judgment ye judge, for with what judgment you judge, you shall be judged." With what judgment you judge, you shall be judged. Now, this is a portion of the scripture where people will always use and say, the Bible said, "Don't judge anything, don't judge, don't judge, don't judge." Now, another people or other people will now use another portion of the scripture, this Romans chapter number 8. Let's read there again so that we can actually get clarity on what I'm talking about. Romans chapter number 8, all right, and verse 34. The Bible said, this is also King James, the Bible said, "Who is he that condemneth? It is Christ that died, yea, rather, that is risen again, who is even at the right hand of God, who also maketh intercession for us." Okay, who is he that condemneth? All right, who is he that condemneth? Other persons will say, in the same book of Romans, other persons will say, the Bible said that who are you to judge another man's servant? All right. So now, if we look at it in this way, you will understand that what we actually call judgment is not judgment. All right, just follow me. Just follow me, please. Just follow me. Don't misunderstand me now. What we call judgment is not actually judgment. All right. Okay, I will tell you what it is. Just listen to me carefully. Now, the Bible said, "Judge not, judge not." If you read the book of First Corinthians chapter 4, that is, if I'm not mistaken, now First Corinthians chapter number 4, the Bible said, Paul speaking, he said that we shouldn't judge anything before time, for it is Christ, that we should leave it for Christ, who will now come and judge, who will now bring everything to light, even the hidden things, and then he will judge. Now, with our definition of judgment, you will now understand that judgment speaks of condemnation. All right, condemnation. You are condemned. We have condemned you. You know, this kind of those years when they used to preach, if you do this, you are going to hellfire. That is judgment. All right. If you do this, you are going to hellfire. If you do this, in fact, you are dead already. You are going to hellfire already. You know, you are condemned. God is not going to receive you. Now, this is judgment. You have passed judgment on the person. Now, does it mean that Apostle Arome is passing judgment on the people? Let's just look at it in the view of this definition. Does it mean that Reverend Kesiena is judging judging Ebuka or judged Ebuka? Let's look at it from the view of that. What is it called now? Definition. Now, this is the point I'm trying to make. What we see them do is not actually judgment. Now, this is not in defense, okay? This is in understanding. It's not actually judgment. What we see them do is what I call the testimony. They are testifying. They are testifying against somebody. They are testifying against. You know, in a court of law, you or in a courtroom, you have testifiers. Those who will come and testify, either a positive testimony or a negative testimony against or for someone. You now say, okay, who are your testifiers? Let them come and testify to this. Let them come and testify to that. Now, what I call it is they are testifying. You know, they are testifying to the fact that this person is fake. That does not mean that they are judging the person. Now, the only person that has the right to judge, all right, is Christ. Now, if you read the book of Romans chapter number 8, the Bible said, just like what we read now, the Bible said, who is he that condemneth? So nobody has any right to condemn. So let us see it from the view of this definition. They are not condemning nobody. They are only testifying. And that does not mean that I am saying that it is what they are saying, they are 100% right. Because now, coming to that testimony, for you to testify against somebody, you know, there must be evidences. You must have seen so many things concerning the person before you say, I testify against this person, that this is how this person is. You know, just like when they say this person is fake, this person is false. You know, you see, I to a great extent, I don't appreciate it. Why? Because you must have to have strong reasons to say that this person is false. Okay, now this is to bring balance to this whole issue. You must have strong reasons to say this person is false. You must have seen the person do the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. You know, we know them. We know so many of them that we can actually testify that these people are false. Now, a mistake somebody makes, just one mistake a person makes, does not make the person false. Does not speak of falsehood over the person. Okay, I think that is where I will slightly not accept most of the things they are saying. But talking about testifying, you know, testifying. Remember that Jesus said at the end of the days, you know, at the last days, many shall rise in his name. They shall bear his name. You know, they are wolves in sheep clothing. You know, they will come in the name of prophets, but they are false. You know, they shall come in the name of teachers, but they are false. teaching false things and all the rest of them. Even St. Paul talked about it. He said, if any other person brings a gospel that is different from this one that we have preached unto you, he said, let the person be accursed. All right. He said, even the angels, let the person be accursed. It means that there are people who will come in falsehood. All right. So it is only proper that if we see anyone in that manner, okay, we should testify against the person. Don't forget that Paul said something when he was writing his letter to the people. He said something. He said, mark them that are. Let me get that portion of the scripture so that we'll read it. So that we will read it contextually. All right. All right. So Romans chapter number 16 and verse number 17. He now said, now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause division. Mark them which cause division and offenses, contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them. Mark them, which means these people are amongst them, or they were amongst them, and then Paul was telling them, mark these people that cause offenses. They are causing offenses. They are causing problem amongst you people. They are bringing division amongst you people. All right, and they are bringing about another doctrine. They are not in line with the doctrines that you have learned. Now he said, mark them and do what? Avoid them. And I believe this is exactly what they are doing. They are trying to mark them, and then they are trying to avoid them. This is not judgment. Judgment means you are condemning somebody. It is not judgment. What they are doing is not judgment. What they are doing is testifying against. They are not judging. Now, when you testify against, it is now left for the judge to say, okay, this person is guilty of whatever the person has been accused of or not. That is where Paul now said, if one is eating, another one is not eating, in the place that's Romans chapter. Let me get it again. Romans chapter number 14 and verse 3. All right, 14 and verse 3 to 4. Okay, I'm going to read that place now. 14 and verse 3 to 4. He said, let not him that eateth despise him that eateth not. Let not him that eateth despise him that eateth not. And let not him which eateth not judge him that eateth. You see, don't judge, don't condemn the person. All right, that is condemnation. You are going to, in fact, for you to eat this thing, you are going to hell. Don't condemn the person. Don't judge. You see now, for God had received him. Now in verse 4 he said, who art thou that judges another man's servant? Now, who is the another man? Does it mean another pastor? No. To his own master he standeth or falleth, yea, he shall be holding up, for God is able to make him stand. Now, this last phrase makes you understand that the master we are talking about here is not in a human form. The master we are talking about here is God. So when they are judging him, or when they are testifying against a person, not in judgment now, when they are testifying against somebody, you will not say, why are you judging? Are you their pastor? Are you their... No. That is not what the scripture is saying. What the Bible is saying is, you don't condemn the man. The master of the person is God. So it is God that has the right to say, I condemn. It was Jesus that died for us. So he is the only person that has the right to say, I condemn this person. So that is why you will not say, he that eateth, should not say that he that eateth not is wrong, all right? Shouldn't judge. You should not condemn. Now, I don't want you to misunderstand this portion of the scripture now. I don't want you to misunderstand it, okay? However, now, he said, don't condemn. And then he said, what right do you have to judge? Now, that judgment means condemnation. You don't have any right to condemn anybody. But then you have every right to testify against somebody. This person is wrong here. What this person is doing is wrong. What this person is doing is wrong. What this person is saying is wrong. You know, you are testifying against what the person is saying, and you are marking them, and you are making others to know that what they are doing is wrong, so that they will not join them. They will not. That Paul said, avoid them, so that they will not be part, all right, of what those people are doing. I hope this brings clarity to us. So what they are doing is not judgment. What they are doing is testifying against. Now, having said that, let me say this also. You see, where I also have problem with what they are doing is that they tend to bring it to the altar. All right, they tend to bring it. They tend to make it a message. That is where I have an issue with all this testifying against. Okay, now that they tend to make it a message. Now this is where the problem is. You see, in as much as you want to testify against something, you shouldn't make it a message for the day. You shouldn't make it a message for the day. You see, now even if it's in line with what God has given to you to speak to the people about, all right, you shouldn't I don't know, you shouldn't make it a message. All right, somebody like me, if I'm to preach, all right, and I have something to address, all right, I should, what I do is that I address it first before preaching, or after preaching I address it. Now so many people will say, okay, why don't they just call the person? No, now if you say you are calling the person, if you call the person secretly and tell the person what you have done is wrong, what about the people that saw what he did? Would they also know that what the person did is wrong? You see the point now. So it is better that you speak about it so that the people around will know that what this person did was wrong. Just like what happened between Paul and Peter. You know, the people around knew that what Peter did was wrong, because Paul said it to his face and to those around. And Paul said, rebuke one in the very before of the others. All right, so that they will learn through that very rebuke. All right. So now, what I'm saying is that don't make it a message. Don't make it a message. All right. Imagine what Pella said in his response to Reverend Kesiena. Just listen.
You call me a clown in church. So everything don't finish for Bible to preach to the children of God is now Pella that they are preaching in the God. This word is supposed to end. God, beg, help me.
All right, now haven't heard what Pella said. Now you understand that he said they have now left what they are supposed to preach, that is in the Bible, in the scripture, and now they are preaching concerning him. Now this is where I get it. I see it as a wrong thing. You will not leave your message and you are talking about somebody in the church. It will not look as though you are preaching the person. You are no more preaching the Bible. You are no more preaching Christ. You are no more preaching the message God has given you to the people. You know. Now, this is where I see it as a wrong thing. So you don't discuss it. Let's assume, okay, let me say we say, okay, just like the way I'm sitting now, I'm talking about it. Now, you should go home, sit and talk about it. Now there is something about this sit, talk about it. There are people who are your church members, your members, all right, who are not in the social media platforms that may not hear you when you do it, or when you sit down and talk about it. They may not. I think you will feel that way, all right. They may not see the video, they may not, because they are not there, they may not hear you, they may not see the video. So even if you are going to take that as an excuse, don't use that matter as a message for the day. So I prefer you say it before the message, or you say it after the message. Don't let your message be your message. That is the point here. All right. So I believe with this we will understand what it means to judge and what it means to testify. All right. So this is what I have to say concerning this whole thing. Thank you very much, and God bless you. I'm going to meet you in the next video. Meanwhile, let me know your thoughts on this matter at the comment section. God bless you.